Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about PowerPoint in general and the puzzle generator that works inside PowerPoint. You already have videos on YouTube covering puzzle generator, and the video I'm making is actually going to cover some elements people requested that are not covered in those videos. And if you ever wondered why some people make YouTube videos on subjects that are already covered, this is usually it. Every YouTuber has a way of sharing info and content, and viewers are free to have options to choose from. So if you have a skill or knowledge you would like to share with others, why not start a YouTube channel? The developer of this and other KDP software has its own YouTube channel where you can go and check the playlist for each product. If you feel something is not clear to you in those videos, you can leave a comment there or here under my video and I will record a new one for you. Maybe that's even better, so Luke can have free time to create more great stuff for all of us. On his channel you will find videos on how to install the software once you buy it from Gumroad. Link to Gumroad is in the video description, and I have to inform you it is an affiliate link. Luke was kind enough to make me an affiliate, so if you buy using my link I get percentage of your purchase. Also, keep in mind that in order to use these tools, having PowerPoint alone on your computer or online version is not going to work. You need to have Microsoft Office, PowerPoint and Excel installed on your computer to use this add-in fully. After you install the software following the instructions, when the time for update comes, click on the About section. So in the ribbon on the top of the PowerPoint you will have sections, and once you install it you're going to have Puzzle Generator. The last button here is About, so when you click on this you have a question mark, and when you click on that it's going to tell you what version you have installed, what number. And then you can click on check. So you will click on check and it will tell you, do you have the latest version or is there a new version available? To update you need to click on update, and also keep in mind that if you do this, this will shut down PowerPoint in order to install the update. So before you actually do this, make sure that you save all the work you've done and close all the other PowerPoint files, because this, once you click the update, it will shut down PowerPoint. And after you restart the PowerPoint again, you will see that you have the up-to-date version of BP Puzzle Generator. Now, if this method doesn't work for you, there is also another way you can get the update, and also Luke made video about that, so you have a tutorial video on his channel what to do in case of this internal updater doesn't work. You can also show support to other YouTube creators that covered the puzzle generator before me. For example, I found on Dream Creative B channel that she made video 3 months ago about puzzle generator, and in her playlist you can also find how to flatten files for your Etsy or Teacher Per Teacher or other places where you want to offer your digital files for sale, and you create them using images from Canva or, for example, Creative Fabrica. If you want to sell digital files, you need to make sure your buyers cannot extract individual elements from the file. So flattening is a must. And she has a collection of 5 videos that show you how to flatten them. The same logic would apply when you need to flatten your images, so your pages, for book publishing for the Amazon KDP system. Flattening of the files is not a myth. It is an official requirement for covers and interiors to be flattened prior you upload them and publish them. Now, I published a test book that has interior and cover that is flattened and not flattened. So both cover and interior are mix and match. So I have lots of different versions of the same book. And in my following videos, I will show you exactly what errors and problems you will face if you do not flatten your files. Just to be clear here, if you do not flatten your cover and interior and you upload that to Amazon will not reject your files. The problem will only be in the print quality of your file. So when you hear people saying, I never flatten and my books are not rejected and they look good, that is just a coincidence. That's not a rule. And in order for you to actually check, is the book looking the way as you see them on screen, you would need to get them printed. You will need to get them printed. Each and every single one of your books, you'll need to get them printed and look at in the cover and interior for yourself to make sure that they are printed the way you want it. And you need to do this if you refuse to flatten your cover and your interior. If you flatten your cover and interior, everything, all the pages, then you are 100% safe that what you see on your screen when you upload to KDP, it's going to be exactly like that when the book is printed. As I mentioned, I have books, they arrived, and one of my next videos is going to be where I'm going to show you exactly the problem I got when I did not flatten my cover. So it's obvious. I wish I could show you now the book, but I don't have my camera ready for that. I need to change things up, but that is going to be my next video. I'm going to show you Amazon delivered my books, and I'm going to show you exactly the difference between the cover that was flattened, interior that was flattened, and cover that was not flattened, and interior that was not flattened. And I must say I'm shocked with the quality of the image, or better yet, lack of quality of the image when PDF was not flattened. I was shocked. I knew there's going to be a little bit of issue, but on a cream paper, I mean, the book can go directly to the bin. If this book is bought by a buyer, not me, I will just leave a negative review. So that's not even 1 star, it's a 0-star review, because really the print is so bad. But that's in the next video. Let's continue with this one. What is the cost here? So Puzzle Generator is at the moment being offered with a subscription. So you have monthly, quarterly, every 6 months, and yearly subscription. There's another option also to get it as a one-time payment. Now I selected one-time payment. With that, I get all the future updates and upgrades with no extra fee. So there is no more charges for me when it comes to updates and upgrades to this software. So that is also another thing to keep in mind, that all these programs, they get regular updates, and if you pay for them once, those upgrades are free for you forever. Also in 2022, Luke is planning on converting some of the tools he has to Python programming language, which will make creation of the things much faster. Now PowerPoint is using VBA, Visual Basic for Applications, which is great but slow. So you need to be ready to leave your computer running when you are trying to generate more complex puzzles using this tool. Python version is going to change that. It's going to make it much faster, but it is in process of creating at the moment. And of course, this Python version is also free. So if you buy the Windows version, so PowerPoint add-in, the Python version is going to be in your Gumroad account completely free. Now, every now and then, Luke in his Facebook group shares an option to buy a lifetime one-time license. So that is how I got my lifetime license. So this is something that is not available all the time. And also when it's available, it's usually with an extreme discount or even free if you are a lucky winner of the contests. So be sure to join his groups and monitor for upcoming sales and rewards. He has 2 groups. One is general for low content KDP publishers, while the second one is after you buy the software, and this one acts as a customer support group where we share what we are creating and how we are using the tool. Now let's talk about PowerPoint. PowerPoint can be used to make book and book cover from start to finish with no extra software needed. But PowerPoint was never intended to be used for making books. or to draw advanced illustrations. So you do need to change something in the system settings so it gives you the best results in print. Also, if you want to expand your online business and you already have PowerPoint, I suggest you check the following channels that will give you enormous amounts of ideas on how to utilize PowerPoint for online income. So the left one is called One Skill PowerPoint. Now this one will get you started with the PowerPoint. So you have all these little tricks and small tutorials. He also have a couple of big tutorials that is covering everything about PowerPoint. So all the tiny bits and pieces of the PowerPoint. Now the right one called JB Squiddy. Now this one will absolutely blow your mind. Maybe even it would be better that you check the right channel first so you can see the power of PowerPoint. Sometimes when I say that I design inside PowerPoint, people get like, PowerPoint, what? PowerPoint is a vector environment. Everything that you draw inside PowerPoint is vector. It is an SVG file. You can export it as an SVG. You can print it on a billboard if you want. So please make sure to check the JB Squiddy. Maybe just click on one of his videos will be enough evidence for you what kind of stunning illustrations you can create inside PowerPoint. No extra tools needed. So I'm talking covers, I'm talking interiors, I'm talking billboards, I'm talking social media posts. Everything can be done inside PowerPoint. Now, most of the things I will mention next require changing the values in the system registry. If you are not confident in your ability to follow the steps as they are written, I suggest maybe asking your kids or nephew or neighbor's kids that know around computers to give you support. Now, this needs to be done only once. So after you do this, you are set. This is not something that you will have to do often. So let's start with something easy. Now when you open your PowerPoint, click on File. It will be in your upper left corner on the ribbon. And then you're going to have this segment here open up and click on Options and then click on Save in the window that opens up. Here you need to set Save Auto Recover Information every 1 minute. For me, this is always what I pick. I pick the lowest, so it's constantly saving my auto-recovered version of the file I'm currently working on. The minimum Microsoft is offering is 1 minute, so that is what I said. So it's going to save auto-recover information every minute. In the tab that is directly under the minute tab, you have also auto recover file location. So this is the location where it's going to save the files every minute. Now make sure that you set this location to something that you can easily find, so it's not somewhere hidden inside the special system folders. Next one, with the same window still open, click on the Advanced. And now under Image Size and Quality, make sure that Do Not Compress Images in File is checked and Default Resolution is set to High Fidelity. Do not compress images in file and Default Resolution is High Fidelity. After you are finished with this, click OK and close the PowerPoint completely. After you do this, open the PowerPoint again and go back here, so click on File, Option, and click on Advanced and see, did the PowerPoint actually saved these two settings? If the answer is yes, that's it, you can move to the next step. If the answer is no, that means we need to force PowerPoint to keep this checked. There is an easy way to do this and I'm going to show you that next. So that was the easy part. The slightly tricky part is setting PowerPoint to not compress images all the time and also to export PNG and JPG images from the slides in high resolution. The default resolution of PowerPoint is 96 ppi, which is not enough for print quality. So we need to make sure that it's not compressing the images in file, and we need to raise PNG export to 300 ppi and or above. Just so you know, what I'm going to show you now and what I'm doing and what we are doing is nothing illegal. So we are not hacking the system, we are not scamming the Windows here. This tutorial on how to increase the resolution of images inside PowerPoint permanently is actually on the Microsoft troubleshoot tutorial list. So if you go to microsoft.com and under search bar you type how to export high resolution slides from PowerPoint, it's going to give you the same tutorial I'm going to show you here right now. So these are the steps to change the registry. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to disable image compression permanently in PowerPoint. So what you need to do is you need to copy this text here, this name here. I'm going to type it down in the description so you can easily copy this. So this is going to be the name of the file that we're going to create inside the registry. Click on Windows key and while holding it, press on the letter R. Now in this you need to type reg edit. So that's it. That's a shortcut for registry edit, and click OK. And now it's going to open a pop-up window that you cannot see. Now the screen is black out because it's not allowing me to record this, and it's asking me, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? And this is where you click yes. And now the screen is going to come back. Yes, now you can see again what I'm seeing. And now we need to follow this path here. So current user, so expand the current user, expand software, expand Microsoft. So let's scroll until we find Microsoft. Expand it. Office, so look for Office. Expand Office. And now depending on what version you have installed, you're going to have different numbers. Now I'm going to pick the latest one. So this is 2019 and above. So that's going to be folder 16. So expand folder 16. If you don't have 16, go to 15, 14. It's going to be the same. And look for PowerPoint. Expand PowerPoint and look for options. And now once you click on options, you're going to have all of this. Let me raise it so you can see it. So you're going to have all of this on the side. Now as you can see, I have a lot of things here that I added, and the ones that those that you need to add is this one here. You see automatic pictures compression default. So that is for me this one here. I already have it. So once you have this, right click on this anywhere on this empty area here, right click, and it's going to show you new. So click on new and select the D word. So D word, click on this. And now it's going to ask you to name it. And now this is where you need to type that name. So you're going to literally, no, not going to type that name. You're going to type automatic pictures compression default. So you're going to type this in exactly the way it is shown here. And after you do that, click enter. And now double click on it to change the value. And now you have option, either put 0 or put 1. So 0 or 1. Now, if you put value 0, the image compression feature will be unchecked all the time. And if you put value 1, it will be selected all the time. So that means we need to have value 1. So let me see, is it actually value 1? You see here in my automatic picture compression default, the value hexadecimal is set to 1. Okay, so let me just delete this one, the one I just created, because that one is extra. And that's it. That's it. And now while we are still here, we can do the second one. Let's go here. So following the same method, you can go back, or you can, if you are still here, you can continue. You should go to registry and do the same thing, find the options. And once again, we need to create new D word. So I'm not going to do that now. You already know that. And once you create it, you need to give it a name. And now this one is going to be export bitmap resolution. So this will be the name of the new D word. And Let me show you how that one looks like. So let's look for export bitmap resolution. So that's this one here. Double click on it. And now you see, let's switch to decimal so you can see the number. So click on decimal. And when you click on decimal, it's going to show you the PPI you're going to get when you export images from PowerPoint. Now you can set this to 300 if you want, because I work in PowerPoint and I'm sending my files to my clients and they are printing their posters and banners on a larger scale. I'm keeping my value to 600. Sometimes I even upped it to 1200, but that is just me. I like to keep my PPI minimum 600. I don't never go below 600, but this is just up to you. And you also need to keep in mind, the higher number you put here, the bigger the file size is going to be. So also if you are on laptop, maybe you should stick to 300. If you are on a computer and you have memory and you want your pictures to look better, to have a greater resolution, you can go to 600. So change the number here, type what number you want. Minimum for KDP is 300, and once you type the number, click OK, and you are finished. That's it. You can close all of this, and now when you export PNG or JPG from PowerPoint, it's going to have that resolution as minimum that you just set. And that was it. Now you have your PowerPoint ready to export great looking pictures and also to import and preserve the quality of the image or photo without reducing it. Now the reason why PowerPoint was reducing images and why it is set to reduce the images automatically is to reduce the file size. But in our case, we need to make sure that our quality is not diminished by the reducing of the quality of and compression of the images. So let's see next slide. The tool ribbon that you have on top, so this one here, this can be completely changed. You can move things around, you can change what they include. So if, for example, I have Home tab, all of this that is under Home tab, I can change. I can make this, I can move this here, I can move this here, I can add extra things. So all this blank space can also be filled with additional tools. In order to do this, once again, you need to go to File, Options, and then under PowerPoint Options, you need to click on Customize Ribbon. So once you have Customize Ribbon open, you can add things, you can remove things from the ribbon, you can move and shift things around. So this is completely up to you. So what you see now on my toolbar on the top, it's not going to be the same for you. This is how I adjusted my toolbar so I can work faster inside PowerPoint. Now, if you add some external programs, they will appear in add-ins list. So once again, under PowerPoint Options, you have add-ins, and here you need to go under Manage. So File, Options, Add-ins, and here Manage, select PowerPoint add-ins and click Go. This is going to give you a list of all add-ins that is installed on your computer, and you can activate them, load them, or you can deactivate them if you do not want them to appear here on the top on the ribbon. Now, if this is your first time using it, after the installation, you need to activate them, you need to approve them. Once again, this is something that you only need to do once. You don't need to do this every time you start PowerPoint. Go click on File, click on Options, click on Add-ins. Here on the bottom, you will have Manage, select PowerPoint add-ins from the drop menu, click Go, and it will give you everything that you have installed. And by clicking on them and clicking the load, you're going to add them, or you can also remove them if you do not want them. And here is the list of everything that I have available, but I deactivated some of the tools, so they are not constantly visible and crowding up my toolbar. So I just activate them for a certain projects. But for you, of course, you don't have to do that. You can just set however you want it and leave it as that. After you activate them, they will appear in the ribbon all the time. if you do not see the ribbon extended, click on any of the tabs, and then let me show you. So it will be like this. So click on any of the tabs. So let's click on puzzle generator, and now you're going to have this pin here on the right. Click on that pin, and now it's going to make it stick. So now the ribbon is going to stick. No matter what I do, the ribbon is going to stay open. Now, of course, if I want to collapse it, I need to click this again. Now, let's say you want to make a book that is 8.5 times 11 inches trim size. How would you do this with just PowerPoint? You would click, let me go to a new presentation. You would click on Design tab. You will go here on the right on the slide size, and you will click on Custom Slide Size. And now here it's going to ask you the width and height of your slide. And here you can type any number between 50 inches, so 0 and 50 inches. Now, if your system, so now we are talking about your computer, if your system is in centimeters, in pixels, or in meters, or whatever, it doesn't matter here. So if you type, for example, let me show you, I'm going to type 25 centimeters, so cm, and click enter. Let's cancel so you can see the actual value. So he's converting that to inches because the system is in inches. No matter what I type, if I add, so let's say 1500 px, so that's pixels, and I click OK, let me cancel so you see, it's converting that unit into inches. So you don't need to know the inches, exact value in inches, in case you do not know it. You can put whatever you want, whatever you need. So let's say I want 2500 pixels, so that's px, and it's going to convert that, and it's going to be 2500 pixels actually. The one thing that you need to also keep in mind, especially if you are working from US to UK system, is that if I type, for example, 7.5, so this is how I write 7.5 in my country, inches. Let me show you what it did. It put 7. It didn't recognize the 0.5 because I didn't use the dot. I used comma. So depending on your system, is it UK English or US English, you're going to have dot and comma differences. So if you see that the comma is not working for you, try the dot. So try the dot. So 7.5 or 7,5 should give you different results depending what system you are using. How would I do this if I have a puzzle generator? If I have puzzle generator, I would not do it like this. I would go to puzzle generator, and the first thing that I have in puzzle generator is choose trim size. Here I will click on the drop menu, and here I have all the standard and non-standard trim sizes of paper for KDP. So let's go to 8.5 times 11, and as you can see, I have 8.5 times 11 trim size. So let's go 8.8. So this is a typical children's book, and let's go to typical notebook 6 times 9. So you see how easy it is. So you just go to the drop menu and pick your trim size. You can also add or remove bleed. So let me just show you the design slide size at the moment. So let me take a picture of this. Okay. So this at the moment, this slide here is 6 by 9. Let's see what's going to happen if I go to puzzle generator and click add or remove bleed. So I'm clicking it first time, so it's going to add. Okay, bleed has been added. Okay, let's see now the design dimension, slide size. Okay, and now we can compare it. You see it was 6 by 9, and now it added bleed. So 6.125 and 9.25. So this is the dimension of interior if I want bleed, if I need color to touch the edges of the paper. I made a video about when and why and how to prepare the book if we need bleed. So you don't need bleed all the time. This depends on what you have on your pages in your interior. So I have a video about that. So if you are interested or if you have problems with bleed function, go check it out. So let's cancel this out. So that was the first thing in puzzle generator. Now the next one here is set gutter size. So if I click on this, it's going to ask me the gutter size in inches. Now this is something that I would not do right now. This is something that I would do when the whole book is finished, because what this is going to do, let me cancel it, let me show you. So I'm going to put this image on the left. Oh no, maybe I'll put it in the middle and duplicate slide, and I'm going to put this one to the left, and I'm going to make another one, duplicate. I'm going to push this one to the right, and I'm going to give it a frame. Let me give it a frame so I can you can see what's happening. Okay, so now we have 3 slides. The first one is centered, and these 2 are completely off. So what's going to happen if I click puzzle generator, set gutter size, and let's put it 0.5 and click OK. Let's see what happened. So the first one is in center, and the first slide is uneven number, so that's 1, and this one went to the right. The second went to the left, but it went to the left too much because the image originally was not this on the image on the slide was not in the center, and this one went extremely to the right. So let's undo this, undo gutter, and now let's put all 3 in the center. So now everything is in the center, and now I'm going to set gutter size to 0.5 again, click OK. Okay, and now let's see what happened. So the uneven number page or slide went to the right, and even went to the left, and uneven went to the right. So this is going to shift all your slides, even slides to the left and uneven slides to the right, the way it's supposed to be for book, especially if the book has over 150 pages. You must have mirror margins, so that means mirror gutter. So that means you need to have more on the left than you have on the right. You cannot have it the same. As I mentioned, this is not something that you do when you are just starting with your book. This is something that you do when your entire book is finished, and you, of course, you made it in such a way that everything is centered. And once you are finished, once all the pages are finished, you click set gutter, and now it's going to move everything slightly to the left and slightly to the right. The next 2 tools that you have inside Puzzle Generator is changing individual fonts. So I don't have now any text, but if you click on this, it's going to ask you what font you want to change. So you need to click on some font that you have already. So let's actually type something. So test. And let's make this something that you can easily identify. Let's do this one. Okay, so now you can clearly see this font is this one. So click on this. You don't have to click on all the fonts of this type. You just click on one, and it's going to recognize this font as Academy font. Go to Puzzle Generator, change individual fonts, and now it's going to ask me, let's change it to something that everybody knows, Arial. You can change the size, you can change the type, and you can change the alignment. So within the box itself, left, right, let's do that as well. So let's go right, just to see it's going to move it. And if you want to change the color, click on the color here to pick the color. If you want to keep the color the same, click OK. As you can see now, it moved to the right and it changed the font. We can check that out in the home. Now the font is Arial. So this is how you can change the fonts. If you, for example, you change your mind after everything is finished and you want to use a different font, this is how you change the font in entire document easily. And then you have insert page numbers. So let me put this here. Click on copy, go here, and let's put this, let's make this one in the middle. And let's make it red. And go to puzzle generator, insert page numbers. So you need to have a shape somewhere on the first slide. Click on that, select that shape, and click insert page numbers. And now it's going to ask you duplicate current slide or use existing slides. So I want him to use existing slides, and the font is going to be this one, size, bold, italic, so same as usual. And you have pages format, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options how the page number is going to look like. Let's click on just maybe this one, so you know that's not just a number. And mirror page numbers, it's going to put the first one on the right side, the second one on the left side, the way they're supposed to be in the book. But I'm just going to unclick this because my box is in the middle, and click OK. And let's see what's going to happen. So I have page 1 of 3, page 2 of 3, and page 3 of 3. And that is how I add page numbers. This one is if you want to convert your photo into coloring photo. So let's see what's going to happen. See, now because this image is rubbish, it's nothing, but it's converting this image into coloring image. So if you have some good image that has good lines, you can click on this tool to convert it into a coloring page. It's not going to work on all images, only on some, but you can also test that out as well. And now the next segment, you see, this is, people ask me, how come you have puzzle generator and you never created any puzzle with it? Because you see, we are not even remotely close to the puzzle tab, and we have all these extra fantastic tools that is going to help us when we are making anything inside PowerPoint. So let's see what is this segment here doing. So I have up, down, left, right, apply, and adjust all. So let's move this shape by 0.2 and let's move it down. Do you see, did you notice, oh, maybe how I'm going to show you that you actually notice this. Let's make something that you will actually see that it's being moved. Okay, so let's do this. Click on this shape, copy, paste it here, paste it here. And now select this circle, and I'm going to type distance to be bigger so you can actually see that something is happening. So 1.5, and I want everything, all the circles to go down by 1.5, and click down. And do you see here all the shapes have been adjusted for the value that I selected. So in the same way I can move them to the left. You see everything move to the left. I can move them to the right, everything move to the right, move them again, move them right. So this is how you move a certain shape on every slide using puzzle generator. And now finally, after all of this, we have reached the puzzle tool. So once you click on the puzzle, you need to have, before you start, you need to make sure that the slide is completely clean. So select everything on the slide and delete it. So everything that is on the slide needs to be deleted. So you need to have a clean slide. Click on puzzles, and now you have at the moment 25 puzzles, and this is going to grow even further this year as well. Now for each of these, on Luke's channel you have tutorials. So once you click on any of this, so let's pick, I don't know, something that is easy, Sudoku, it will give you instructions. You can pick that the instructions are included at the beginning of the puzzle book, and click continue. And now you have this. Now Luke has a video for each of the puzzles, what everything of these is all these settings are doing. So you have levels, you have grids, all the numbers. Literally it will take me forever, because it took him forever to make the video for each individual puzzle. So go on his channel. If you want to make Kakurasu, go to his channel, search for Kakurasu video and look what he's doing, how he's setting things up. Then you have image tools, export slides as PNG. So something that you cannot do currently at the moment is to export slides as transparent PNG. So PowerPoint gives you PNG and JPG, but basically they are the same files. They are not transparent. So this tool gives me option to export transparent slides. Then you have bulk import images. So this is the great feature. If you make puzzles like mazes with the maze generator, you can easily import them here by selecting this tool. It is going to give you an option to select folder with images, and you can pick how many images you want to have per slide. So for example, for puzzle you would go 1 puzzle per page, and then for solution you can go 3, 6, 9, depending on what is the puzzle and how big is the puzzle. I would not go to extreme when it comes to puzzle solutions, because if you make them too many and they are too small, they are not going to be usable in the print. If you don't want to waste page count on solutions, I would suggest that you have a web page where you're going to actually offer your buyers. So you put a note on the back of your book or on the end of your book that for solutions they can go here and here, and then they can download a PDF of solutions for that book. So that way you can have like only puzzles in the book, and solutions are given to the buyers if they want it as PDF, and they have to go to your web page for this. And bulk replace images, I believe this one is obvious. You click on the photo, click on the bulk replace, and it's going to replace all the images inside. Let's go back to original presentation here. Let's go back to PowerPoint itself, so without the puzzle generator. The 3 tabs that are most important for you for the books and for book creation and interior creation that are already included in PowerPoint are Insert, View, and Developer. So Insert tab, View tab, and Developer tab. Insert tab, so this one here, Insert tab, allows you to insert text boxes, tables, images, shapes, icons, equations, charts, and all of that. The View tab allows you to enter slide master segment where you can set margins lines for your book interior. So let me show you that. So when I upload my book, and when you upload your book, you have print previewer. And if something is off, if something is there that you do not like, what you can do is, and what I do actually is, I make a dummy book and then I upload it to KDP all the way up to the print previewer, so just so I can get these margins. Now, there is a calculator on Amazon, and there is a formula to calculate exact margins for each book depending on the pages count. But I do not like to use calculator for this, because it's not going to be 100% precise as the print previewer. So what I actually do is I take a screenshot of the print previewer for the book that has, for example, 110 pages in this size. And now that I have this one, this is my screenshot. Let me go here. So I go to View tab, Slide Master, delete everything here from the Slide Master, one of the layouts, and I copy paste this screenshot here. And then, of course, this one is not going to fit because the book is 8.5 times 11 and I'm working with 6 and 9. So stretch the page so it fits the slide. Now insert shapes and click on the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Shape fill, no fill, shape outline gray, and let's make it thicker and let's make it with dashes so we can see it. Now right click on this one and duplicate layout. And now what we need to do is we need to flip this. So go to rotate and flip horizontal. Now you see this gray rectangle needs to be moved slightly to the left. And now that you have this, you can delete the image on the back. Also here you can delete the image on the back. As you can see here, this is smaller than this one. This here is wider, and here this is smaller than this one. This is the wider part. So that means this is uneven page. So I'm going to name it. So rename uneven, rename, and this is even. So rename even, rename, and one more. I'm going to delete everything, and I'm going to name this one clear, rename. Okay, close master view. Do you see what I have now? So this is my uneven page, and I want layout to be uneven. This is my even page, and I want layout to be even. So right page, left page, right page, left page. And now if I want, I can work automatically knowing where my text needs to be, and if I pick without bleed, where my colors need to be. So if I pick no bleed, everything needs to stay within this rectangle, within these margins. No color, no shapes, nothing can go beyond if I select no bleed. And this now is permanent. So if in the future you are making book that is 110 pages in this dimension, you have now your margins. You can work with these margins. And let's say I'm finished now. So my book is finished. I select all the slides and I pick layout clear, and now that is how I move my margins. Now I can save this as PDF, flatten it, and upload it to KDP without worrying that the interior is going to be rejected because something is touching the margins. Because for example, if I do this, it will be rejected. So the letter is touching the margin, it will be rejected. If I do this, it's going to be rejected if I select no bleed. If I want to have this, I have to move the text, because not even with bleed option is text allowed to touch the margins. But with bleed, I can have this. I can have color to go beyond the margins. Okay. Let's go back to presentation. So this is something that I do. I prepare these guidelines in the master slide, and now forever in the future I have the exact margins that were given to me by the KDP previewer. So this is not mathematically calculated. This is exactly what I see in the preview. So all my books are going to fit the way the KDP is going to print them. Now that I gave you all this information, I believe you are set and you can create books and book interiors inside PowerPoint. For most of the puzzles that you see in the puzzle generator, you can create them directly without any other procedures before the creation of the puzzles, except for the puzzles that include words or phrases. So for those you need to have Excel file ready. And Luke also explained what to do with an Excel file in order to use it. So when you download the folder from Gumroad, you're going to have an Excel file to install the puzzle generator, and you're also going to get Excel file where you need to type your words for the word search puzzle or your phrases for the cryptogram and similar. So if the puzzle has words, you need to type the words in the Excel file, save the Excel file, export the files. It's going to be just one click, so you don't have to worry about that. Let me actually show you the Excel file so you can see how it looks like. So this is how Excel file looks like. You have here word search, and you need to type your words. And For crossword, you need to type questions or clues and answers that's going to be used. For cryptogram, you need to type in your author and the word, the sentence. So for word scramble, once again, you need to type in the words and missing vowels. So word search, crossword, cryptograms, word scramble, missing vowels, they need you to type in the words here. Once you are finished with typing in the words, you need to go to main and click submit. So after you click submit, it's going to generate files that the puzzle generator is going to use to create the puzzles. If you do not do this, and if you do not do this properly, the puzzle generator is not going to work. It's going to give you an error. And that's it. That was it. That's the end of the video. If you have specific questions, ask me down below in the comments. If you believe something is not answered, if you want more info about PowerPoint, let me just show you this slide here. So once again, I want to remind you, everything you create inside PowerPoint is a vector image. So for example, you see this illustration was created completely inside PowerPoint. So what you can do is go to insert and click on the free curve and just draw a line here, shaped. Let's connect and let's fill it with, I don't know, maybe purple. You see? So, and this is vector. This can be zoomed in as much as you want or shrink down as much as you want. It's not going to lose the quality. It's not going to be pixelated because this is vector. So this is just an example of illustration that you can create this paper cut illustration. It is on JB Squiddy channel, how to make it, so you can check this out. I believe this is something that will look amazing for children's book, especially if you make it with the prime colors like green, yellow, blue and red. So you can make covers, you can make whatever you want inside PowerPoint directly, and everything that you create is a vector image. You can export it as SVG. So if you go to file and click on export and you click on change file type, you have PNG and JPEG or JPG, doesn't matter, they're both the same. But you also have save as another file type. So if you click on this one, you're going to have option to save it as SVG, so vector file as well. Thank you very much. If you have questions, ask me down below, and until next video, I'll see you in the comments.